Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be continuing our work into our core data manager class, and we are going to be building out more functionality into it. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is we'll create some of the helper methods to basically get access to data that we have stored, make it available easily. So basically we're going to create these are not helper methods, these are actually actual methods that help us get data, save data, update and delete all those. Okay, so let's go ahead and first get records, create get records. So we're going to say func get to dos, and this is going to return an array of to do, and you should have this to do now basically available for you to use. If you jump to definition, this is actually something that has been created for you by CoreData, by Xcode. Basically, this is what it means when you say class definition, generate class definition. This is what it does. Basically, it creates that object for you. So what we can do now is we can actually create an empty array of to-dos, right? And we can create a fetch request. So to do request is equal to actually let's give it a type, ns fetch request of type to do. Okay, and we're gonna simply say to do dot fetch request. Okay, so this is actually gonna get us the fetch request, which we're gonna use to pass it onto our manage context to get all the to-dos there are inside our data set. So we're gonna simply say to do try self dot manage context dot fetch, and what we want to fetch is basically whatever we have given in this to do request. Okay, and now this is do try catch, so let's put a catch in here, and we're gonna simply print in this case the error, but in your case or in real production app you might wanna basically log this somewhere. So that could be another topic to discuss for another day, where we talk about how to set up a logger remotely so you can actually get that set up. So I'll keep that in mind and get something to you guys very soon, or at some point. Okay, let's save to do. So save to do id uid. So we're gonna expect when you try to save to do, we're gonna expect user to supply id text and completed status. Okay, and in this case also we're gonna simply say let to do is equal to do, and we're gonna create this to do out of the context, which is gonna be self dot manage context, and then we are simply gonna say to do dot text is equal to text, to do dot id is equal to id that's been supplied, to do dot completed is equal to completed, and then we're gonna wrap another call of do try catch, and we're gonna simply say self dot manage context dot save. So basically what this is gonna do is it's gonna basically save this to do into the data store, and it's gonna basically persist it, and we will have this information stored forever until you decide to delete it. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing for catching the error. So this is our save. Let's go ahead and work on our remove to do, and this is gonna be another simple one, remove to do, and here what we are trying to remove is so our app requirement is basically we're going to remove anything that is completed, okay, that user has completed. So we don't need any input from user. We can simply say let fetch request of type ns fetch request, okay, and we can simply say to do dot fetch request, right? And now we're going to create a predicate. So you're going to say predicate ns predicate dot init, okay, and we're going to use the version, the overload that takes format, and here we're going to say completed is equal yes, okay. That means, like, we want all those records that have completed is equal to true, because completed field, if you go back and look into your data model, it's actually of type boolean, so it takes yes and no. So that is gonna be it. Basically, this is gonna create our predicate, and now we can actually use this predicate to request to do's. So we're gonna get all to do's that match this predicate request. So basically, just select. So this is similar, like, similar to this. Select star from table name where completed is equal to true, or yes, I forgot, like, what SQL takes, but yeah, this is what essentially what SQL is gonna look like in the backend. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna give us all the entries that actually met that met this condition. And what we can do with this is we can simply say self dot manage context dot delete this time to do. So we're gonna go over all the to dos and we're gonna actually delete them. And at the end, we're gonna say self dot manage context dot save. Okay, so that's actually gonna save our changes. And then, just as usual, we're gonna print in our case for any issues. Okay, so let's see. All right, cool. Now last one is update. So update is going to be simple. Update is going to take a completed status, and if there's any change, although we are not changing text or anything, but for our update method we can actually accept that in case you decide to extend the functionality. Okay, so we're gonna take id text and completed like so. Okay, and once again we're gonna create our fetch request. We're gonna create predicate, so our predicate is going to be ns predicate, and this time we are going to use a little bit different. So we're gonna still use format, and we're gonna say id is equal to percent at. Okay, so basically what this is gonna do is it's gonna generate a query select star from table name where id is equal to, now a SQL statement for string values or for UUID in case as well. So we have this stored as UUID, but in the backend, like in the SQL, real SQL world, it's actually stored as a string. So we need a string format of UUID. So just gonna have, like, some UUID in there, and it's gonna basically select that particular record. Okay, so what we can do here is we can simply say give us the ID, and ID has a function that actually gives us UUID string representation of UUID, and that's what we can use to query. Okay, so we're gonna once again do try catch. So let's get to do. And we're gonna get first record. We know that this is gonna be the only record because it's a unique ID, and we are generating that unique ID every single time. And we're gonna say completed is basically simply gonna be not completed. So we're gonna reverse that whatever user is supplying. So we can either decide to supply that value here, or we can actually toggle it. Like, okay, let me back up a little bit. So you can either, when you're calling this update to do, you can either actually call, hey, for the update, define it as the new value that we are trying to save. You can do that, or you can actually reverse that in your call right here and then save it. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So we're gonna say text if there's any change in there, and try self dot manage context dot save. Okay, and we do want to catch this and basically print the error. There we go. Awesome. So that actually, let's go ahead and build and see if everything is all right. So yeah, everything is good. So that's great. So yeah, this is it. This is our entire data manager that we're going to be using throughout our app. So in the next video, let's go ahead and create our list model, to do list view model, and to do view model, which is going to be basically which is going to be used to connect to our UI. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing next. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.